looks. Yeah, you're kind of a big deal here.
All right, so
you kind of led the charge, brother.
Thank you.
It's like, well, I didn't know. Like, you're good. You're good. People are going to freak out. I'm sitting here next to him, and I hear him just talk, and I'm like, nerd. Big, yeah. Huge fan of your work. So,
I like the hair. The hair.
this, you can't have it.
He likes your boots.
I touched it. It's real.
These,
Yeah.
this is a fashion army.
I want the hair.
So I'm gonna have a little conversation here with my friend Nolan here.
Methamphetamines does to people.
So Richtofen.
I get no kick
So
from...
I want to hear some zombie stuff. So tell me something. Just speak to me.
Shut your mouth! The doctor is talking now. It's actually, I'm listening to everybody's experiences, and I have kind of a unique thing. I, as most of you know, I don't do a lot of games.
At all.
See, that's timing. So I was actually in the first, we did Call of Duty 2 together,
Call
right?
of Duty 2.
2 and then 3.
And Big Red One?
Big Red One, which I thought was pornography. And it is, but this wasn't. And I'm in both. And I'm better in that one.
Yes, he is.
I was the red one.
Stop him. Stop him now.
See, he just met me and he knows. I was the guy who had to do levels 1 through 4 to 5 and do those shouting. And I can't tell you how happy I was when they came up with the zombie levels and we started doing this, because I don't have to do the shouting anymore. And that's why I'm going to have a career longer than everyone else. Because everyone else will soon sound like Brooker. Right? We're just going to be doing it. They had me coming up. And
I was born this way, though. It just came out of the womb like this.
I don't even know what he says, because I can't really hear, but I think it sounds a lot like that.
Shut up.
Somebody get him an inhaler. No, the thing about it is, the zombie levels have been... zombie levels... By the way, is he looking at me? Because he'll hurt me. The zombie levels have been a lot of fun. The greatest thing about it is, recently, they started putting Steve Bloom, it was Dempsey, and Fred Tatasciore and myself in a booth together. Tom Kane as Takeo. He lives in Kansas City, so a lot of times they'll pipe him in over the phone. But the fact that we actually get to do these things together, and there's always great writing, great scripts that they put together for us, but they also have enough of that collaborative spirit to let us kind of go off the page a little bit. And unfortunately, 90% of the stuff that comes out of my mouth would ruin my career, and probably the state would take my children away. But the 10% you get to hear seems to be a hit. So the doctor loves it all. I love it.
So we want to take some questions from the audience. So we want to start lining up from anyone that's here. Unfortunately, we can't hear on this stage at all. So if there's anyone from tech here, can maybe spin one of these speakers around so we can hear the questions back. We'll try to answer anything you can, and we'll give up one of our microphones or so.
And now comes the time that they take it away.
They took Rooker's mic away.
Yeah. We'll go every other person gets a mic. Okay. Every other person gets a mic. 3 and 4. 3. Get right on the mic.
Hi.
Yeah, no. We won't be able to hear you very well.
Okay, so I should yell?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Level 3?
I was just wondering if you guys, all of you, have a favorite line that you guys said?
I'll do it first, because we kind of the doctor wants an apple. Und Adam's apple! I always like that. That was mine. I got a lot of them. I know my favorite line.
My favorite line was,
frag out! You can't kill me!
Hold on a minute. I'm going to tweet my fans and see if I have a favorite line.
I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Back off right now. I can't talk about it. If I talk about it, things have to happen. That's it. That's all I'm saying. My favorite line was, "Are we out of M&Ms?" Because there was a lot of snacks in that studio. I can't talk about it.
Little chocolate donuts they had when I was there. It was phenomenal.
They didn't have chocolate donuts for me.
Chocolate donuts, and I would just try to see how many you get in your mouth because you figure somebody else would come in and take them. Very nice studio.
This question's for Nolan North. So, you've been in a lot of video games where you voice act a lot of different voices that are drastically different from each other. You played, a foreign doctor. You played Nathan Drake. You played a turret.
Yeah.
So, considering the other guys are mostly chosen for their recognizable voices as film and television actors, and the voice acting directors talk to them and say, hey, just do it this way, more intensity, lower intensity, but your voice, nothing else. When you're approached for a project, do you say, oh, hey, I can do that voice that you want me to do, or do you say, hey, I'm going to come up with the voice that makes that character sound cool?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it really is. No, I most of the time you get artwork and you'll see what the character looks like, and you kind of do that. With I do a few different animated shows now. And, you get this, the size of the guy, and, if he's bigger, it might be down here. And then, like, the gruffer, like with what is it? Yeah, penguin. He talks like this, doesn't he now? It's kind of like Rooker and Billy Murray if they had a baby. That's what a penguin sounds like, doesn't he? As more and more the more and more actually that I got recognized for the Drake role, the more I wanted to change things. And there are games in the past that I think could have done something different, and and there were times that I suggested things, but you got to do what you're directed to do. And certainly when you're doing the Call of Duty 2s, that's yelling, so that's going to be hard to kind of discern. But most of the time, we'll get artwork, we'll look at the character, look at his weight, size, age, that kind of thing. And I always like to do a different voice because it's fun. It's not because, well, this is my craft. It's just fun. I get paid to do what I got detention for in school. And it's, it's like all those teachers that said, what are you, Mr. Silly Voice, you're going to amount to nothing. Screw you.
So where are the other two microphones? Any more questions? Right here.
This question's for Nolan. What do you think about when you're playing Richtofen? What do you think about when you're playing Richtofen, like inside as you play your character?
Every dirty thought you can think of. Everything that would put you in prison or make children and nuns run is in my head. It's fun. I mean, that character is just he's zany, and you get to say and do anything, and he's becoming more and more prominent in the games. And with Dempsey, I mean, my other favorite line would be, "I hate you, Dempsey," because we'll throw that in anytime we feel like it. I have carte blanche to throw that in, and especially when Dempsey is standing right next to me. And Steve Bloom will do his line, and he's got that. Steve Bloom was born with a lit cigar in his throat. A lot of people don't know that. That's how he can talk like that. But we're all become very good friends, and we can play off each other. And you talk to a lot of the guys who've done a lot of the on-camera work. When you have another actor there right next to you that you can play off of, you're going to get something. It's like panning for gold. Like I said, 90% shit, 10%. Put it in the game, and it's going to be gold.
All right, let's get some more questions going. So, right here, second.
Hello, this is a question for Mr. Nolan North. And I'm just wondering, dude, how do you do all these roles? You're kind of like the Kurt Russell, Han Solo. Indiana Jones of our time. You're like that type of everyman. So how do you do it? How do you get those roles and like, or Desmond? I mean, how do you do it, man?
Luck.
Luck.
Luck. You know, I mean, you know, it's like somebody once told me in the business at all, it was always about, you know, if you stick around long enough, something good might happen. I think, I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's really been a great ride so far. I don't plan on being done anytime soon, but I think everything kind of spawned off the Uncharted thing because it became so big. And then, but I was doing Call of Duty before that. I was doing other projects, but that became like a real different type of game. And, you know, and when the cinematic experience that it brought to it, and, you know, they would hate me for saying this, but honest to God, I play Call of Duty. I don't play games, but I've always played Army as a kid. So I play the Call of Duty games, and I hate to say it, but I've never played with myself.
You play with yourself all the time.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's you know, that was just that character. I've said this before. Nathan Drake, after, you know, I work on him 16 months. That's me with incredible upper body strength. I just can't sustain anything different.
So let me ask. So do you guys play games? Do you guys play games? I know this guy plays games because we have many a late night when we play. And
no, man, I suck. I'm so bad. I mean, I'm afraid. I played a campaign a couple of times. I went online once, and I think Activision called me and said, "Stop playing. You're embarrassing the franchise." It's just like, yeah, you know, at a certain age, you don't have the time to get the manual dexterity to play the game, like the buttons and the things. It's just like you're driving a car with it. It's just it's an embarrassment sometimes.
But what's interesting is that even if you don't play games, well, what's interesting from my perspective is that when I see what you guys each bring to your roles is the fact that you don't play games and you're bringing your experience from stage and from on camera and from